It was a quiet spring morning in the countryside of Nagano. I had just arrived at my father-in-law's home, a small wooden house surrounded by vegetable gardens and the soft hum of birds. He's 85 years old, but you wouldn't believe it if you saw the way he moves. Every morning, he bends over to pick fresh spinach hulls buckets of water and walks with a straight-back, strong, steady calm. I remember asking him, "Do you take magnesium or protein shakes?" He laughed. "No, I just eat real food." That moment stuck with me. Today I want to show you something surprising. 2 simple vitamins often found in traditional Japanese meals that can help rebuild and protect your muscles possibly even more effectively than magnesium. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why muscle loss happens. Even if you eat well and take magnesium, have you noticed your legs feeling weaker when you stand up? Or that everyday tasks like lifting groceries or climbing stairs take more effort than they used to? If so, you're not imagining it. Muscle loss after age 60 is more common than most people realize. And it doesn't just come from lack of exercise. There's a name for this gradual weakening: sarcopenia. It creeps in quietly, year by year, slowly reducing your strength, even when you think you're doing everything right. You might be eating balanced meals, taking your magnesium supplements, maybe even doing light exercise. But despite all that, your body still feels tired, unstable, or just not as strong. Magnesium is essential, yes. It supports nerve function, muscle relaxation, and helps you produce energy. But magnesium alone is not the key to rebuilding lost muscle, because muscles aren't made of minerals, they're made of protein. And in order to build and repair protein, your body relies on something else: vitamins that activate the process. In particular, 2 of them. 2 that often get overlooked in the world of supplements and health advice. 2 that the Japanese, especially their elders, quietly rely on without pills, without powders, and without thinking twice. In Japan, it's common to see 80 and even 90-year-olds walking briskly to the market, bending down to tend their gardens or climbing stairs without support. Their bodies are strong not from taking more supplements, but from absorbing what really matters through the food they eat. What's surprising is that many older adults in the US are deficient in these same vitamins. One of them is declining naturally with age, while the other is often missed altogether. And yet both are critical for keeping muscle tissue healthy, especially after 60. So why don't we hear more about this? Perhaps because these solutions aren't trendy. They aren't flashy. They're found in miso soup, in sunlight, in how you eat, not just what you eat. And that's what makes the Japanese approach so powerful. It's quiet, consistent, and built into daily life. In the next part, I'll take you inside a Japanese kitchen at sunrise. You'll see what one 85-year-old man eats each morning and how that simple meal could change the way you think about strength, nourishment, and aging. What an 85-year-old Japanese man eats every day to stay strong. In the quiet rhythm of a Japanese morning, you might find an elderly man sitting cross-legged on a tatami mat, steam rising from a bowl of miso soup, the scent of grilled fish filling the air. This isn't a rare scene. It's part of a quiet tradition that's kept generations strong long into old age. My father-in-law's routine starts around 6:30 a.m. He doesn't use an alarm. His body wakes up naturally, aligned with the rising sun. The first thing he does, he steps outside to check his garden. A few stretches, a few deep breaths. Then he returns to the kitchen to prepare his breakfast, not a protein shake or multivitamin, but a meal that's been passed down for decades. Breakfast is simple: a small bowl of steamed rice, natto, fermented soybeans, miso soup, and grilled fish, usually mackerel or sardines. Sometimes he adds a soft-boiled egg or sliced daikon. There's no sugar, no caffeine-loaded drinks, just green tea. At first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but this meal is packed with nutrients, especially two that are vital for aging muscles. Vitamin B6 from natto and fish, and vitamin D from the fish and the short morning walk in sunlight. Natto is one of the richest natural sources of B6, a vitamin essential for protein metabolism and the repair of muscle fibers. Its fermented nature also helps improve gut health, which enhances absorption of other nutrients. Though its strong flavor might take getting used to, natto is a quiet powerhouse for muscle health. The miso soup made from fermented soy paste may not contain high levels of vitamins B6 or D, but it supports digestion and balances the gut, a key factor in how nutrients are processed. It's not just about what you eat, but how your body uses it. And then there's the fish. In Japan, small, oily fish like sardines and mackerel are consumed regularly. They're not just rich in omega-3 fats, they're excellent sources of vitamin D. Unlike processed supplements, these come in a natural form your body recognizes and uses more efficiently. But what struck me most wasn't just what he ate, it was how he ate. No distractions, no television, just presence. He chewed slowly, sat with good posture, and treated the meal as something sacred, not rushed. That posture, that mindfulness, that slow chewing all help the body digest and absorb better. Every bite becomes nourishment, not just fuel. By 8 a.m., he's already outside, again watering plants, moving his body in calm but steady motions. No gym, no protein powders, just daily life done with intention. It made me realize that strength in old age isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it consistently and with care. Vitamin D sunlight on a plate that strengthens aging muscles. If there's one thing the Japanese do exceptionally well, it's blending nature into daily life. And when it comes to maintaining strong muscles into old age, one of the most important elements they've mastered is sunlight on their skin, yes, but also on their plates. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, and for good reason. Your body can make it when your skin is exposed to sunlight. But here's the challenge: as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing it. By the time you're in your 70s or 80s, your body may only make half as much vitamin D from sun exposure as it did when you were younger. Add limited outdoor activity and sunscreen use and deficiency becomes almost certain. Why does this matter? Because vitamin D isn't just for bone health, it's deeply tied to muscle strength. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles don't contract properly. They become weaker, slower to recover, and more prone to injury. Studies have found that older adults with low vitamin D levels are more likely to struggle with balance and lose muscle mass faster than those with healthy levels. Now here's where the Japanese diet comes in. Unlike in many Western diets where vitamin D is mostly added to milk or taken as pills, the Japanese get much of their vitamin D from food, especially fish. Mackerel, salmon, sardines. These are staples, not occasional treats. A small serving of grilled mackerel can provide nearly your entire daily requirement of vitamin D naturally. One morning in Okinawa, I watched a 90-year-old woman prepare her breakfast. She had spent 10 minutes outside tending to her plants, soaking in the morning light. Then she brought out a fillet of Saba mackerel, lightly salted and grilled over a small flame. She served it with rice-pickled vegetables and a bowl of seaweed miso soup. No supplements, no protein powders. Just simple food full of wisdom. She told me I eat fish every morning. My father did too. He lived to 97. In addition to fish mushrooms, particularly shiitake, are another vitamin D-rich food in Japanese cuisine. When sun-dried, these mushrooms increase their vitamin D content significantly. They're often added to soups, rice dishes, or served on the side. Another key: Japanese elders make a habit of going outside, even if just for a few minutes each morning. They garden, sweep the yard, or walk to the nearest market. This consistent exposure to sunlight, combined with a diet rich in natural sources of vitamin D, creates a powerful formula for muscle maintenance. Compare that to the average lifestyle in the US, where many older adults stay indoors, avoid the sun, and rely heavily on pills to make up the difference. It's not about blaming, it's about rethinking. Vitamin D from food is often more bioavailable. Your body absorbs it better when it comes from real meals, especially when paired with healthy fats like those found in fish. And the act of eating together slowly and mindfully may enhance digestion and nutrient uptake even further. So if you're looking to support your muscles, consider this: the sunlight you miss on your skin might be waiting for you in your next meal. And it could be as simple as a piece of grilled fish and a short walk before breakfast. Vitamin B6, the quiet key to muscle repair. After 60. If vitamin D is the spark that lights the fire of muscle health, then vitamin B6 is the quiet worker behind the scenes, repairing, rebuilding, and supporting every step of the process. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing and using nutrients. Among the first to decline is vitamin B6. This matters more than most people realize because B6 plays a central role in protein metabolism, the process that breaks down and rebuilds muscle tissue. Without enough B6, your body simply can't make the most of the protein you eat, no matter how much chicken or tofu is on your plate. In Japan, this isn't a hidden problem. It's something their daily meals have addressed for generations. One of the most powerful sources of B6 in Japanese cuisine is natto, a traditional food made from fermented soybeans. Its sticky texture and strong aroma may be unfamiliar to many in the West, but for older Japanese adults, natto is both a comfort food and a health staple. A single serving provides a generous dose of B6, along with other nutrients like fiber and vitamin K2, which also supports bone health. I remember watching my father-in-law stir his bowl of natto, slowly mixing in a dab of mustard and soy sauce. He'd scoop it over warm rice, then take small, deliberate bites. "It's not just food," he said once, "it's strength in every spoonful." But natto isn't the only source. Japanese diets also include tuna and salmon. These are rich in both B6 and healthy fats. A small sashimi portion or a lightly seared fillet can give you a meaningful amount of B6 in one sitting. Chicken liver, often used in small amounts in home cooking or miso soups, it's one of the most concentrated sources of B6. Sweet potatoes and bananas. These aren't unique to Japan, but they are regularly enjoyed as snacks or simple side dishes. The beauty of the Japanese approach is that these foods are not eaten for the sake of a diet. They're part of family meals, seasonal traditions, and deeply rooted cultural habits. There's no need to count milligrams or measure servings. The variety and balance naturally meet the body's needs. And there's something else: the rhythm of eating. In Japanese culture, meals are not rushed. Each dish is served in a separate bowl, often in small portions, encouraging slower eating. This slower pace supports digestion and allows the body to better absorb vitamins like B6, which are water-soluble and need time to be properly utilized. Compare this to the Western habit of rushing through meals, often distracted by screens or stress. The Japanese table becomes a place of nourishment in every sense: body, mind, and spirit. If you're looking for a gentle way to introduce more B6 into your meals, start small. a bowl of miso soup with shiitake mushrooms, grilled salmon with a side of mashed sweet potatoes, or even a few slices of banana in your morning oatmeal. What matters most is consistency. Just as a single drop of water won't shape a rock, but steady flow will your daily food choices shape your strength over time. Magnesium versus vitamins D and B6. What actually helps rebuild muscle magnesium is often the first nutrient people think of when it comes to muscle health. And it's true, it plays a vital role. It helps muscles contract and relax, supports nerve function, and contributes to overall energy production. But here's the surprising truth: magnesium doesn't actually build muscle. It supports muscle function, but it doesn't repair or regenerate the tissue itself. This is where vitamin D and vitamin B6 step in. Let's look at magnesium more closely. While a deficiency can cause cramps or fatigue, most people in developed countries get enough through food. And when they take supplements, the body can only absorb so much at a time. Excess amounts are flushed out. More magnesium doesn't always mean better muscle health. In contrast, vitamin D affects the way your muscles communicate with your nerves. It enhances muscle contraction and helps reduce inflammation, key for recovery after physical activity. And vitamin B6 helps your body process the protein you eat, turning it into usable building blocks for muscle repair. Think of it this way: magnesium is like the oil in a machine. It keeps things running smoothly. But vitamin D is the electrical signal that tells your muscles to move. And vitamin B6, it's the toolbox that helps you rebuild the parts that wear down with time. In Japan, older adults rarely take magnesium supplements. Instead, they focus on whole foods and lifestyle. Their muscle strength doesn't come from one magic nutrient. It comes from a combination of steady habits. Eating fish rich in vitamin D like salmon and sardines, including fermented soy products and vegetables high in B6. Spending time outdoors each morning for sunlight exposure, walking, stretching, and doing light housework daily, sleeping early and waking naturally with the sun. There's a sense of balance in their daily rhythm that supports muscle health at every level, physically, mentally, and emotionally. A 2021 study published in Nutrients examined muscle strength in elderly Japanese adults. It found that those with higher intakes of vitamin D and B6 had significantly better muscle function and fewer falls compared to those who focused solely on mineral supplementation. The key factor: these nutrients were obtained mostly through food, not pills. What this tells us is simple nutrients don't work in isolation. They work as a team. And your body responds best when these nutrients come from food, because that's how nature designed it. So if you're currently taking magnesium but still feel weak, it might not be the magnesium that's missing, it might be the supporting players that actually allow your body to rebuild what's been lost. How to start eating the Japanese way. Even if you live in the US, adopting a Japanese-inspired way of eating doesn't mean turning your kitchen into a sushi bar or learning to cook with ingredients you've never heard of. It means focusing on simplicity, balance, and consistency, using what you have access to, and making small changes that gently support your health. Start with breakfast. Instead of sugary cereals or heavy toast, try a bowl of miso soup, steamed rice, and a protein like grilled salmon or a soft-boiled egg. Add a side of sautéed spinach or a few slices of avocado for fiber and healthy fats. This type of meal may feel different at first, but it provides steady energy and nutrients that help your muscles stay strong throughout the day. If natto isn't available near you, or if the taste is too bold, you can still get vitamin B6 from simple ingredients like canned tuna or salmon. Great sources of both B6 and D sweet potatoes, gently roasted or mashed bananas sliced into oatmeal, or eaten on their own, sun-dried mushrooms, especially shiitake added to soups or stir-fry. These are all widely available in most American grocery stores. When shopping, focus on whole foods with minimal processing. Choose wild-caught fish when you can. Look for miso paste, usually in the refrigerated section, which can be used to make a quick soup by adding hot water and a few chopped vegetables. Japanese meals are built around smaller portions, variety, and mindfulness. Instead of one large plate, try using small bowls. Each one offers something a little different: a bit of rice, a small protein, a few vegetables. This encourages slower eating and a feeling of satisfaction without overeating. If you're not sure where to start, here are 3 easy Japanese-inspired meals you can try this week. 1. Grilled salmon with miso soup and steamed rice. Add spinach or shiitake mushrooms to the soup for extra vitamins. 2. Sweet potato and tuna rice bowl. Mix lightly mashed roasted sweet potatoes with canned tuna, a sprinkle of sesame seeds, and a drizzle of soy sauce. 3. Banana and miso oatmeal. Warm oats with banana slices, and a tiny spoon of miso stirred in for a savory sweet twist. It may sound unusual, but it's deeply nourishing. Finally, remember that how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Sit down. Slow down. Take a few breaths before your first bite. In Japan, meals are not rushed. They're moments of quiet care, a way to connect with yourself and with others. Even if you live thousands of miles from Japan, this way of eating is within reach. It starts with a single choice, a single bowl, a single morning, where you decide to nourish yourself the way nature intended. Posture, breathing, and atmosphere. The invisible medicine of Japanese meals. There's something deeply healing about the way Japanese elders approach their meals. It's not just what's on the plate, it's the space they create around eating, the calm, the stillness, the intention. In many Japanese homes, meals are taken sitting on the floor, often cross-legged or kneeling. This posture encourages a straight spine, open lungs, and a grounded connection to the body. Even if you're sitting at a table in a chair, the idea is the same. Sit upright, bring your awareness to your body, and be present. Before eating, some Japanese families place their hands together and softly say, "Itadakimasu." It means, "I humbly receive." It's not a prayer in the religious sense, it's a quiet moment of gratitude. Gratitude for the food, for the effort behind it, and for the opportunity to nourish the body. This gentle ritual slows the mind and prepares the digestive system to receive and absorb nutrients. Breathing is another piece of the puzzle. In Western culture, meals are often eaten while multitasking, watching TV, scrolling phones, or working. In contrast, Japanese elders often breathe deeply, chew slowly, and focus entirely on the act of eating. This helps regulate the nervous system, calm inflammation, and improve digestion factors that all affect muscle health and recovery. And then there's the rule of hara hachi bu, a Confucian-inspired habit of eating until you're 80% full. It's not about restriction, it's about awareness. It allows the body to fully digest, avoid bloating, and stay light and energized. This atmosphere, calm, connected, intentional, is like invisible medicine. It doesn't show up on a nutrition label, but it's just as powerful. When I think back to my father-in-law calmly sipping his miso soup, walking through his garden, lifting heavy buckets at 85, I don't see a man chasing strength. I see a man who's built it slowly, meal by meal, breath by breath. You don't need to change everything overnight. Maybe just add a little more sunlight to your morning, a bowl of soup to your breakfast, a few deep breaths before you eat. Over time, these small choices can become your quiet strength. Let me know in the comments what's one simple change you're inspired to try after watching this. And please remember, health information on YouTube is not one size fits all and is not medical advice. If you're concerned about your health, speak with your doctor or healthcare provider. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or 911 immediately.